out, and then when you're ready, Chloe.
My career plan: creative design animation. What is a character design animation artist? They take inspiration from the script and concept art to design characters and the character's personality through artworks of facial expression and poses. And they do a great deal of research into anatomy of characters as well as relevant fashion styles. You also may see an animation artist use 3D animation models, sheets, or 2D animation, depending on the level of detail that they want to produce for the actual animation. And you can also see them be able to freelance their art as well as going to a company to work too. The skills required for this role is that they have to have high level of technical skills and the ability to create variety of styles. Animators have to have a passion for the media and the industry. And they also need to know other artists and get to know their team as well, but also to improve on their work and look at different artist styles, and also to able to be comfortable with criticizing and feedback, and also to create a network and to be able to have a network that they can go back and forth to create new jobs and new pay skills. You may also the different types of routes that animator artists can go to get to the jobs. For example, you can go to school or college to learn animating skills. But also you can go to a course that is at A-level or higher. But you may also see them doing fine art, design, graphic design, or film studies, or a level 3 vocational qualification to hone their skills for a particular job. But they also may build a portfolio alongside that. The pros and cons of doing this job is that they may require more job opportunities, and many jobs require at a minimum of college education. They also have a lot of debt and student loan, which isn't good if you're going out and trying to find a job. And doing a portfolio, it might be really great to have your own control of what you put in that portfolio, but you may lack because you might procrastinate about it. The type of qualification you will need for this role is school and college degrees. For example, BTEC, National Diploma and Extended Diploma in Art and Design, or a level 3 vocational qualification such as BTEC, National Diploma in Graphic, UAL Diploma / Extended Diploma in Art and Design. And this is some of the artwork that is produced from one of my artists. And the artist, need to go back a couple. And an artist here called Diana Terrence, she did many different types of animations. For example, Charmander, Pikachu's Thunder, and Studio Ghibli and Garfield were additional influence on her to take in that job for animation. She also did different types of elements into her own animation. For example, fantasy and medieval to modern society. And she also gained a lot of awards and scholarships as well alongside her own career. Couple. Again and again. And my next career plan, concept artists need to know how to draw different types of environments and persons and enemies, in addition to player characters designs for a video game. They also need to know to help 3D producers, programmers and publishers to understand how the game will look. They also need to know also of the beginning point of all artworks for a game. So a concept artist's work will be the very starting point of the video game. Wait, no. Next. And the qualifications you can see here. To do this job, you need a UAL Applied General Diploma in Extended Art and Design. Or for a Level 3 qualification, you need either a BTEC National Diploma in Film and Television Visual Art. Go back. And for these skills you need, which are required for this role, a concept artist needs to produce 3D and 2D art that fits the genre style, like fantasy, sci-fi or cartoon. They need to be aware of gameplay and have market awareness and understand exactly how to establish currency and knowledge in the industry. They also need to understand criticism and ask different questions to higher management. For example, a more professional, more skilled artist, they need to ask more questions to them to improve their concept art. And this is some of their artwork, as you can see. Go back a couple. And for the type of routes you can do is a portfolio, a level 3 qualification in vocational, or a level or higher from a school or college. But you also need to do an element of physics or computer science. And some of the pros and cons that you might see, but it might increases your chance of employment and university admittance. But a con is that you could fail at A level and it can ruin an entire pathway of education, as given one has written them regardless of whether or not you ace your O levels. Oh, forgot the artist. Go back. And the artist that I chose, because I couldn't find any concept artists, because companies would ask a concept artist to write to sign a NDA agreement which gives the company all the rights to use their work as how they want to see as fit. So I chose Genshin Impact because of their unique styles and genres and techniques and textures and brushes that they use in their concept art. They're also known as a Chinese and Japanese company. Okay. Okay. Next. And this is my third career pathway. A modeling artist needs to create characters, weapons, plants, and animes in 3D. A concept artist needs to understand the brief, which might be 2D or 3D art produced by the artist. They also need to work from reference material, such as photographs or line drawing sketches, which can be scanned into 3D software. They first create a wireframe, commonly referred as a mesh, which is a series of overlapping lines to create a shape of object from the mesh. They can sculpt from the model of the object to closely resemble what intended. Modeling also need to work at an early stage of the CG and 3D part of the VFX pipeline. They also need to produce models that can be moved to be animated, given texture and light. To do this, they would have to use digital tools such as sculpting brushes and physical graphics pens and tablets. And the skills that they are required to do this, but they need to have an understanding of 3D modeling and video editing software. They also need to know a wide range of different digital software for graphic design. For example, Blender, Maya, Mudbox, or Painter, or even ZBrush. They also need to meet deadlines and work officially with other VX artists. The type of skills that they also need to know is video editing programs, but they also need to meet professionals and gather a network of people to work in a team, but also to create a pipeline of jobs for them so they can work efficiently and stay in a working career as a modeling artist. The pros and cons of modeling artists and the different types of routes that they do to get to this career is graphic communication or A-level, free vocational qualification or apprenticeship. They also need to, the different routes of school and colleges, such as A-levels or higher in fine art and design. And the pros and cons of this job is that vocational education focuses on development of skills, making individuals competent enough in the modern world. Or the con, the world is moving very fast. If a certain skill set is valuable today, it might go obsolete tomorrow, making the individual an unresourceful person. And the artist that I chose is Look Render. Is a modern artist and inspires me because of their 3D skills and techniques that they use in their artwork. And he is a Canadian artist. and he works very efficiently to create a net worth of 80,900 USD to 70,007,100 USD at auction. He also learned all his techniques from YouTube tutorials, and after that he's got his first assignment after 3 months of learning the trade of being a modeling artist. But his interest wasn't always that he wanted to be a modeling artist. At first he wasn't, and then he learned about the trade and he wanted to become a modeling artist. And next. And this is some of the qualifications that you need to get into this role. For example, you need a BTEC National Diploma in Photography, or a school or college A-level or higher in Diploma in Creative Digital Media Production. Next. And this is some of his work.
Well done. Any questions for Chloe? What role would you like to go for, Chloe?
Animation.
Excellent. And in terms of feedback, again, very well projected. We can definitely hear you. It was very well researched, highly detailed presentation.
Yes.
Perhaps I would have spread some of the information out over a couple more slides. That could have.
Yeah, I just didn't want to make it too long.
I understand.
Than 15 minutes.
I understand, but yeah.
That's why I was trying to get it all on one.
Yeah, I get it. But sometimes breaking up that information.
But I did separate the qualifications because I couldn't fit it on all on one. So.
Yeah, I get it. Okay, yeah, well, very well done. Yep.
So, between me and the audience, was I alright?
Yeah, yes you were. Yeah.
At looking at the audience?
Yeah, you were looking at the audience, that was good. So guys, why were you late?